Let's go. Are you ready?
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Yoyis, and on my channel I teach you guys everything you need to know about lash extensions. So for today's Lash Baby Scalene episode, I got the chance to sit down with Jazmin from Jazmin Lashing. This is actually a pretty long video because we got deep into some stuff that we probably should have not been talking, but I feel like that's just something that should have happened anyways. I feel like with everything going on in this world, we depend on social media so much, especially if you're a lash artist trying to build your business up. Social media is one of the biggest ways to get clientele or even promote your business, and sometimes social media can drag us down a path that we shouldn't be going. If you guys want to hear what Jazzy has to say about the pros and cons about social media as a lash artist and pretty much how to have confidence as a lash artist, then just keep watching what she has to say. You guys do not want to miss out. So if you guys want to hear, make sure to stick around.
You showed me how to spread my wings. Yes, I'm the winner of the day. You got me loose and set me free. You make me win every way. You showed me how to spread my wings. Yes, I'm the winner of the day. Yes, I'm the winner, yeah.
Hello.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, there we
Okay,
go.
there we go. Hey,
How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good. I'm like a little worried. I was like, oh my God, is she gonna get on?
Well, I was trying to, oh my gosh. So if I tell you that I have been having trouble with my Apple iPhone for like the past 4 days, it's been ridiculous.
That's why I don't use Apple.
See, I told myself before I got an iPhone, like, do I really want to go back to those type of issues? And then I was like, yeah, I guess so.
Now we just have to suck it up, huh?
Right. I'm like, okay, I can't complain about it now. And I already purchased the phone. There's no need for me to try to go get anything else because at this point, I'm already all in.
Okay, let's go ahead and get started. So why don't you introduce yourself? Give us a little background of, your name, where you're from, all that good stuff.
Hi, guys. My name is Jazmin. I am originally from Tulsa, Oklahoma. I currently live in Dallas, Texas. I've been here for about 5 years. Um, a little bit about me, I've been in the beauty industry for 11 to 12 years. I have my cosmetology license, so I kind of started off with hair, and I still enjoy doing hair, but I feel like being a hairstylist or just being a cosmetologist in general, you kind of have to dip your hands into other things because now with YouTube University, everybody's starting to learn how to do their own hair and learning how to keep up with their hairstyles. And I'm just like, okay, I need to be doing something other than hair. So I do hair, I do makeup, and I also do eyelash extensions. Obviously, that's why we're having this wonderful conversation today. And I have a daughter. She just turned 13. I know I don't look like I would have a 13-year-old, but I do.
Oh, you look so
Um,
young.
You know what's so funny? Everybody says that every time someone comes to like a birthday party or their parents bring them, they're like, "Oh, we were looking for Jayla's mom," and I'm like,
Right here.
"Hi, present." They're like, "Oh my God, I thought you were her sister. You look so young," and I'm like, "Yeah, I know. I get it all the time." I was, I wasn't young when I had her, but I was 18 whenever I had her, so I had her pretty
Oh,
young.
good age. I mean,
Right. So I'm
that's not too young. Yeah.
Right. So I tell her all the time, you got a cool mom because she's still hip with everything that's going on. So anything that you try, I've already probably did it.
You're like Regina's mom. I'm a cool mom.
I'm a cool mom. Exactly. Regina George, she's in the other room. So,
That's so funny.
but yeah, that's pretty much my thing. My Instagram name is Jazzy B Lashin. Don't ask me where that came from. It just kind of came. One day I was like, what kind of name am I going to have for myself for this? Because I didn't want to just be like Jazz Lashes by Jasmine, or I didn't want anything that was kind of something that somebody else might already have because I'm sure there's like a million Jasmines in the world. There's like three of us in my family. So I already know that there's probably a couple of girls out there with Lashes by Jasmine. But
Yeah.
um I've had this name for a long time. Everybody's always called me Jazzy. So I was like, oh, I could say Jazzy be lashing because
I
I'm
love
Jazzy and I be lashing.
it. Yeah. So cute. And that it's funny because I could easily find you. Like if I need to look for your messages, I automatically be like Jazzy be lashing because it's so simple and it's so cute
It
too.
is.
How you be lashing.
Right. It's super catchy because whenever I had like my personal Instagram page, my name was Dope Ass Jazz. And it just made it so easy for everybody to find it. But I was like, well, professional wise, I don't really think I should be like dope ass lashes or something like that. I'm just going to kind
Yeah.
of keep it to where it's my name, but also giving a little bit of information on what it is that Jazzy does.
Yeah. So I wanted to ask you, where did you get your logo? Because I've seen your logo and it's like this cute girl with long lashes and it's so cute. Where did you get that done at?
So I actually just posted on my page today a picture of my logo, and I tagged the girl who made my logo. Her name is Forever Esther. Funny story. So
Mm-hmm.
me and my fiance, we were sitting in the room, and I was like, I need a logo. I need a freaking logo. Like I don't want to not put anything out there without having a logo. So he
Yeah.
was like, well, what do you want it to look like? So I kind of sketched something out to where it was like just more so this and up
Yeah.
because I want it to be more about the eyes and not nothing below that. Like, ooh, her lips are cute. Like, I don't want anybody being distracted by what it is that I'm trying to market. And
Yeah.
so I had drew this girl and I like kind of sketched her out a little bit with the lashes and just from her eyes up and had like I had her with two puff balls like mine.
That would have been
And
so cute.
so I was gonna do the puff balls, but I was like, well, I wear my hair straight more than I wear it in its natural state. So I was
Mhm.
like, I'll just do the straight hair. But basically I went on or no, not Instagram. I went on Pinterest and I swear to you, my phone can hear me talking or it hears whatever I'm trying to look for. I seen a picture of this cute character and it had like everything that I wanted, but obviously was the whole face. And I was like, oh my God, who made this? And at the very bottom, she has her watermark. And so I Googled her and I ended up finding that she has like a store where she sells a lot of different merchandise. And I found her email and I emailed her. And I was like, hey, I found you on Pinterest. I really love your work. Everything that your artwork shows is exactly what it is that I'm looking for in a logo. And then so we kind of connected, we talked about it a little bit and she made my logo and I was so happy. I've never been so happy with
So
something in my
cute.
life like
It was that was like a gem, like a hidden gem for you because it just how like did it happen so randomly like that, you know? But
that.
Google
Right.
be
It slapped me in the face. It was like, here you go.
you needed.
It and the thing is that my best friend, she was like, you should go on Etsy and find somebody to make your logo. And I did look on Etsy, but nothing, it didn't look like what I wanted my logo to look like. And because I'm a very visual person, I can visualize something. Like I can literally visualize what I'm going to wear today, what my makeup and my hair is going to look like, and know that that's exactly how I want it. So I was the same way with my logo. And it was just like by the grace of God that I found Esther because I swear to you, I looked at that picture and I was like, who is this girl? I'm about to find her. I don't care if I got to call 911 to find her. I'm going to find this girl because this logo is everything that I want my brand to look
Yeah,
like.
that's so cute. I'm gonna put it here so everybody can see it because it's so cute. I love it. It's so cute. You just posted it yesterday, so she just barely did it for you.
No, I've had it for, I think I had her do it in April.
Oh,
And I just posted it on my page today just so that way, like, I could do a little bit of marketing, make the aesthetics of my page look
yeah,
pretty cute. And I tagged her in it because I do want people to know, like, I'm for everybody and everybody's business. If I can't purchase something at that time, I'm going to post because I feel like at the end of the day, that's the best kind of word of mouth that you can do because everything is so visual. We're living in a
yeah.
digital time right now. So I ended up tagging her in it. So that way, whenever we get done talking, you can go look on there and take a
Oh,
look at
well.
her page and look at her artwork. Like she's dope. She's really dope.
All right then. I'll make sure to take a look afterwards.
Yes, I love her page.
Okay, so I wanted to ask you, since you've been in the cosmetology industry for how long you said? Like 10 years?
About 11 to 12 years.
Okay. So it was like right after you had your baby girl, right?
Hmm.
Okay, so how long have you been lashing?
I've been lashing. Oh my God. This. I hit myself in the head all the time about this, but I've been lashing literally for 3 years, but it's been like one of those on and off type of situations because, like I told you before, when I first started, I was working for a lash studio, and I really just kind of wanted to get my feet wet with lashes because I knew it was something that I wanted to get into. One of my friends from back in Oklahoma, she does eyelash extensions, and I was gonna have her mentor me, but I ended up moving to Dallas.
Mhm.
And I figured, well, I'm here. There's more opportunity for it here because in Oklahoma, honestly, I can say in the past year, that's when eyelashes started to become a thing there. Like Oklahoma's really behind on stuff, but I still love my state. I'm not gonna bash it like that. But they're really behind on a lot of things. So a lot of stuff when it comes to the beauty industry, you have to kind of travel outside of Oklahoma to like get education and to do classes and things like that. So I took the opportunity to go through the studio to learn how to do the eyelashing technique and just to kind of get a repetitiveness in it so that way I'm constantly doing it and not trying to find a client and doing lashes here and then doing it 2 months from now or
Mhm.
anything like that. But I noticed that whenever I was there, I knew something wasn't right about this situation because it's only 5 days worth of training. You can't learn eyelash extensions in 5 days and then
No.
get thrown out on the floor. I just did not ever feel comfortable about that because I take my education and my knowledge super seriously, and even though it was good because I was being able to keep the repetitiveness up of it because I was getting clients through the company, but
Mhm.
I used to tell my manager all the time, can you just put me at the front desk and then that way I can get more training until I'm comfortable doing it because it's a lot. Like you can make somebody go blind. I'm not trying to take away any kind of senses from anybody as far as them being able to see. Eyesight is important, and I don't want to be doing something wrong or having an allergic reaction to a adhesive or an allergic reaction to tape, like anything like that. I wanted more education, but she was like, "No, you're doing good. We're just gonna keep you here doing this." And so I ended up quitting, and I kind of took a little bit of clients with me when I quit. But I ended up I was at that time I was living in Arlington and most of my clients lived in Fort Worth, which is about 30 minutes from Arlington. So now I'm in Dallas, which makes it like a 45 to an hour drive. So none of them came and followed me. So I kind of was like doing it here and there every time I had a friend that was available. But just starting 2020, I kind of been a little bit more consistent with it because I did a refresher class online through Lash Express.
Mhm.
And as much as I didn't want to do a virtual class because I'm a hands-on person, but honestly, it was a really good experience. I thought it was going to be one of those things where I'm just sitting back eating popcorn, not really doing what I'm supposed to be
Yeah.
doing. But I was actually very, very much so involved in all of the training aspect of it because it was one of those interactive things that made you want to do it.
Yeah. That's good. So was it Lash Express that you learned more from?
Uh,
Lash.
yes, it was Lash Express. I did the classic refresher and the volume refresher, and at the time, she had like a BOGO thing going on to where it was like $200 for the kit, and the volume and the classic class, and then you got your certificate at the end.
That's really good. That's really affordable.
Right.
Mhm.
Because it's not really that many people around that's affordable. But I mean, at the end of the day, you pay for their knowledge and you pay for someone's technique
Yeah.
and you pay for their experience. So I never look down at somebody like, "Ooh, girl, you charging way too much. Let me go do an online class for $100." I would
Yeah.
never do that because at the end of the day, if I can't afford it, then I'm still going to be watching you because I want to come to you and learn
Mhm.
from you because that's what you're there for. Like, I don't care how much it costs. You have to invest into yourself, depending on if it's $100 class or $1,000 class. It's the
Yes.
investment that really matters at the end of the day because you can learn so much from so many people.
Mm-hmm. I feel like that's a never-ending thing. You know, if you're in this industry, like there's always new techniques, new methods, like new ways of, doing it better. So that's
Right,
gonna be like a never-ending thing. Like I know girls who are been in the industry for longer than 10 years and that are still taking courses from other people, you know? And it's like you would
right.
think, oh, they're professionals, like they don't need to learn anything. Like, no, like they keep doing it. So that's like a good example of what we should be doing, as new lash artists. It's like just because you took one or two courses doesn't mean that that's it. Like you need to keep going,
You need to
keep
keep
investing.
going.
Yeah.
continuing education is so important when you're trying to build your own business from the ground up or
Mhm.
any kind of entrepreneurship. Like, I've been doing hair for like 12 years. And when I say that I'm still like on the internet looking for classes, like, oh, I'm gonna go sign up for that class. Like, because I want to keep everything fresh. Because even if I don't have a lash client, I can have a hair client. If I don't have a hair
Yeah.
client, I can have a makeup client. And honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you, I really don't promote the makeup aspect of it that much because University makes everybody a makeup artist at this point in time. And I don't knock anybody for learning how to do anything,
Yeah.
but I try to just keep myself up to date with everything because at the end of the day, I feel like I am a one show pony and I like it like that. But also, it's not that I'm learning stuff just to be able to provide the service. I love educating people. I worked at Sephora for a long time, and
Mhm.
I will say one thing about the store that I worked at, we had like classes that we did weekly. So like one week it'd be foundation, the next week it'd be learning how to do your put your strip lashes on, wing liner. Like it was something every day, and I thrived because I loved learning stuff, so I could hurry up and go tell somebody else about it. And my
Yeah.
manager used to tell me all the time, like, Jasmine, you are meant to be in some kind of educational part of the beauty industry because the way you talk to your clients and the way that you make people feel so comfortable to talk to you, because sometimes people come in and they're like, I don't need your help,
Yeah.
because sometimes people kind of give off the energy of like, your makeup look terrible, I want to help you, or things like of that nature. But I tell people all the time, like, hey, if you want to get the best out of your foundation or the best out of your whole makeup application, you have to start from skincare first.
Yeah.
Skincare is the foundation of everything. Just
Mhm.
like with lash extensions, I tell my clients all the time, if you want your lashes to last or you want to keep like a full amount of your natural lashes, you have to clean your lashes. Like, I tell people all the time, and I know my mom's like, that's so nasty. But I tell people all the time, like, how your nose hairs trap any kind of debris or anything whenever you're breathing it in, and it creates obviously boogers. That's the same thing your lashes are doing. Your lashes are basically catching anything that's debris or um, any kind of dirt or grime in the air. It basically filters that out so it doesn't get into your eyes. So just imagine with lash extensions what your lashes are really catching.
Ooh. I know.
Exactly. It's like, I don't want that on my eyes. It'll make you wash your lashes probably twice a day at that point.
Yeah. It's crazy because that's like one step that people really don't care about, or like even new lash artists is that they really don't care about telling their clients to clean their lashes. And I'm like, that is like the most important out of anything that you could be doing or telling your clients. You need to be washing their lashes and telling them why it's important to wash their lashes. And I feel like that's something that they don't really train us to do in the beginning, at least like
Mm-mm, they
when I
don't.
first got trained, that was like not like I didn't even know about that. Like all they taught me how to prime using saline solution that didn't even do nothing for me. And it's
Hmm.
like, why is that not like still like I just I don't want to go there
Like,
because I get
no,
mad.
I understand. It's frustrating because when I
Uh,
tell you, from being at the lash studio and all the education that I learned on my own, and I was like, my mind was like, so I was like, oh my God, I did not know humidity mattered. I did not know that your lash glue has to be in a certain temperature. I didn't know that there were lash aid or bond aids that you could get for your glue if you can't control your humidity. I didn't know any of that because the studio I worked at, they didn't want to tell us that because they were controlling everything. Oh, come get your glue out the refrigerator. Oh, here's your package of your stuff for when you get clients. Oh, it's too cold in here. Well, it has to be cold so it kills off germs. They weren't telling us about the humidity aspect of it or anything like that. And of course, with me being new, I'm like, all right, whatever you say, go. You know what you're talking about. But it's so much miseducation when it comes to these lash training classes that it can ruin somebody. And I think that's why a lot of people get discouraged because they don't really know the ins and outs of it. I'm telling you, within the 3 years that I've been on and off with lashing, I have learned so much stuff. And I kid you not, when my clients come, they probably like, oh, this girl talks too much. But I'm educating them on everything. I'm like, yeah, this is what I'm using. This is why I'm using it. This is why you need to be doing this once you leave here until your 2 week fill. Like I want them to know that, because I don't want them to feel like I'm just trying to catch a dollar, because I'm not trying to catch
Yeah.
a dollar. I love doing it, but at the same time, I want you to love the work that I'm putting on you. But the only way you can love it is if you're taking care of it after you leave
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
That's just like if you go to the doctor and they're like, here, you need to take these antibiotics for 2 days. So that way it'll clear you out, and then just drink water for the next 3 days and it'll help you get back to your health. Like that's the same thing with lashes, anything really.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like one thing that kind of bugs me is that like it's not, it shouldn't be about the money, you know? Yes, you could make good money doing this, but if you're only doing it for the money, what are you really providing, you know, for your guests, your clients? Like if you're not teaching them proper aftercare, you're not teaching them what it means to have lash extensions and how to take care of them, and your service that you're providing for them, if you're not educating them, what are you really providing them, you know? Like all you're doing is putting lashes on them and then making your money, and
Hmm.
that's it, you know? Like if you're only in this for the money, you're in the wrong service.
You are in the wrong industry. Like
Yeah.
if you're not going to tell your clients what they should be doing after they leave, you might as well give them free services. You're making them pay for something that they could literally find out through YouTube. Like, oh, well, my lash artist didn't do that.
Yeah.
Or, just find out from a friend. I mean, it's like every other friend is doing lash extensions. So it's like somebody has some kind of knowledge somewhere with it. So
Yeah.
it's like learn something from people. And,
Mhm.
I had put a post on my page talking about how people get shied away from wanting to get lash extensions. They want to do it, but they're scared to do it. Like my nail tech. Oh my God, I love her. She's always like, I want to get my lashes done so bad, but I'm so scared. And I'm like, why are you scared? And she's like, my eyes are so sensitive. And I was like, well, they do make different types of adhesive. They make adhesive for sensitive eyes. They all or eyelash extension supplies. I think that's what the company is called. They have a vegan glue. And I know, doesn't Soko have a vegan glue?
I don't think so. It's just a sensitive glue.
Okay, so yeah, the
Yeah.
sensitive glue. I told her, I was like, girl, you just have to go to the right person that's gonna me. Uh I'm here with you, so you gotta come here with me. But you
Hello.
have to go to the right hi, I am her. You have to go to the right person that's going to educate you and make you feel comfortable, because
Yeah.
a lot of people do get scared from lash extensions because they hear all these horror stories, and it's like, well, the person that their horror story, did they do research on their lash artist? Did they ask questions, or did they just lay there and let somebody pop some lashes on them, not knowing what the process was going to be like?
Mm-hmm. And that's the thing too, is that they think that because they are going to like a cheaper person, like I get it, as a beginner sometimes we feel like we shouldn't be charging expensive because we're new and we're still learning, but
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of how do I say, like a lot of new lash artists don't really educate themselves and
Mm-hmm.
don't take the time to like really find out how to do it properly. And because they're just giving half-ass work, a lot of
Mm-hmm.
girls get scared by it because they feel like that's how lash extensions are, but in reality it was just a bad lash artist not providing good work, you
Mm-hmm.
know? So that kind of ruins it for like all the girls who have been in the industry for a while, or the girls that are doing it right, you know? And it kind
Exactly.
of puts a bad reputation on us that, you know, lash extensions are bad, and you know they damage your lashes, and you know they mess up your eyes and all that. So it kind of does suck for the girls who are working hard and providing good work, you know. But sorry, I forgot my point. All this.
No, your point was basically that you should educate yourself on the person that you go to, and not just go
Yes,
to them
there
because
you
the
go.
price is low. Because when I tell you, I think I change my prices every week. I'm like, oh, I'm too high. I'm like, no, I'm worth it. And then the next week, I'm like, oh, it's too high again.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, no, I'm worth it. Like it's, and then my fiance's like, girl, if you don't leave your prices alone, I'm over here trying to help you. And people are like, how much does she charge? I don't even know. I can't even tell nobody. But at the same time, I'm like, well, if they're asking you how much I charge, I really don't even want them as clients, no way.
Mm-hmm.
It's,
It's
if
like,
if that's what you're more worried about, which I understand, with COVID, hey, you might not have it, but some people will be willing to work with certain clients. Like me, for instance, since I'm just now kind of getting started back up with building my clientele again, like I'm not gonna be like, if somebody's like, oh, $50, because I do like a $50 promo special for first time clients for classic, hybrid, or volume lashes,
mhm.
just so that way they can come and try it out or whatever and get whatever style of lashes that they want. But at the same time, it's like you can't expect somebody to lower their prices because I don't think people think about how much it costs for me to buy these supplies again, how much it costs for me to be able to get everything that I need whenever I run out of stuff. Because if you're doing mega volume lashes and you have a mixed tray, girl, you might as well commit suicide because you are not going to have enough lashes to finish that one client, or you're not going to have them for the next client that wants mega volume.
I know that's one thing too, is that like we're not really taught in the beginning like how much product we need, you know? Like we kind of have to find out on our own like how much product we need to invest, or like what lengths or diameters we need to buy. And it kind of sucks because most, train like, courses only provide like one or two trays of each, and it's like, what are you going to do with that, like that's only good
Exactly.
enough to practice on, and then you still have to go and invest and buy more product. So it kind of it sucks, but it is what it is. I think that's one thing
It
that we have to learn on our own.
it definitely does suck because even when they give you these lash kits to provide, like, oh, it'll help with 10 clients. Okay, well, what happens in the meantime when I don't have a client? I'm using these lashes on my mannequin.
Yeah.
Can I get some training lashes too? I need something to put on her because she's the one mainly rocking my lashes over here.
The only thing you could get away with is classic lashes. Like if you get like mixed traits of classic lashes, you could get away with that, But when it comes to
Right.
volume or mega volume, girl, that's a lot of product that you have to buy,
It
Especially if
is.
you know when you're going to be practicing. That's a lot of product that you need to just waste to get better,
Right. And then, I seen this one girl, she was like, she was just starting out and she was buying a whole bunch of lash adhesive. I'm like, girl, no, by the time you get ready to use all the next package, it's going to be already expired or something like that. Like you can only refrigerate it up to a certain amount of time. It's not like, oh, well, I'm gonna keep it in the refrigerator and it's gonna be good until I pull it out. Or it's not like eyeshadow. Your eyeshadow might expire in 12 months, but 2 years later, you're still using that same palette.
A whole collection still using it.
Same. Girl, I still have so much gratis from when I worked at Sephora, like literally, and I don't even wear makeup every day. I try to, but I'm just, once I worked there for so long, you have to wear it all the time. You're just kind of like, oh God, thank God I don't have to do that anymore. But I have so much makeup, so many. Oh, I have, my lipstick collection is ridiculous. I don't even really wear lipstick, so it's just like every time my mom comes over, I'm like, hey, you did say you needed a new lipstick, didn't you? Here, take this, take all of it. Like it's just so much stuff that you collect on. But that's the same thing with your lash extension supply because you might buy certain things. And I honestly feel like the main, because a lot of people, especially if you get more time first timers with lash extensions, the main links that you're out of is 11, 12, and 13.
Yes. Yes, for sure.
And when you run out of your 11s, 12s, and 13s, you're like, crap, what do I do? And it's, people really don't understand the amount of money that you spend because if you get single lash trays, okay, that's fine. But then it's like, are you going to get point threes? Are you going to get point fives? Are you going to get point sevens? Are you going to get point 15s? Are you going to get point 10s? Like
That's
it's
all.
so much that goes into it. Exactly. Like I realized whenever I was going through my storage, I was like, dang, I bought all these point threes and I need point sevens and I need point fives. And why was I doing it like that? What was I
Yeah.
not paying attention to it? Like, it's really important to kind of write down your inventory too. So that way you're not repurchasing the same stuff that you have, whether it's from a different brand or not. Like, you really have to kind of pay attention to that. Because when I say I got so many point threes in there, but a lot of my clients are volume and they don't want to go too mega volume ish, or they don't
Mhm.
want it to be too full. Some of them are like, no, this lash extension is too thick. I'm like, how can you see that? Like, how do you see that on your own eyes? Like, you did your research. I like you. You can stay around a little bit longer.
Those are the clients. Those are the good ones.
Those are the good ones because I'm like, I like you because you know what you're talking about. You respect the fact that I'm home based, and you respect the fact that you're not going to be like, oh, this is taking longer than I expected. Like, you're not going to be that client. And it's fine if you are kind of rushing me through, but just know
Yeah.
that one eye is going to be a little bit fuller than the other eye, and that's going to be something that you got to take care of and handle. But I'm trying to, do the best that I can. And that's why I put on my booking site, like, If you're used to having your lash extensions done in a specific time frame, then I'm probably not the lash artist for you. I'm quality over quantity any day,
Mm-hmm.
because you have to walk out with this. But not only that, I'm going to take my time, because I don't want you coming back with a infection, or you're temporarily blind. Like, I don't want any of that to happen. So that's why I'm going to take my time.
And then on top of it too, they're walking around with your work, and if somebody sees them, they're gonna be like, "Who did your lashes?" Like, "Oh, that's not good." Like, "Oh, they did a bad job." Like you want to make
Like,
sure,
ooh,
yeah, like you want to make sure your work is on point, because at least that person could be like, "This girl does my work," and if they see that it's good work, they're gonna want to come to you too. So that's like a good
exactly.
way to promote yourself. If you're doing bad quality work, that's probably why you're not getting more clients, because people are seeing the bad work that you're doing.
Hmm. And I'm such a perfectionist. Like, when my friends come by and I do their hair, and then I like go somewhere with them and their hair is out of place, I'm like, "Oh, come here, girl. I gotta fix that." And they're like, "Stop, stop." And I'm like, "Hey, somebody asked you who did your hair, and I'm standing right here. I need to know that you are going to be promoting this hairstyle the way that you're supposed to promote it. I need clients."
That's how it should be. Okay, so I wanted to ask you, what is one thing that you have struggled, like in the beginning, like, or one thing that you struggled a lot in the beginning, and what helped you overcome that struggle?
Oh, confidence. Definitely confidence. I feel like when you do something that is your work and it's all you, there's nobody else that can sit there and make your business look good.
Mm-hmm.
You definitely have to have the confidence to do it, and not even just confidence in your work, but just confidence in yourself. I feel like I had hit rock bottom at a point in time in between me being on and off with lashes, because I didn't like myself for a while. Um, I don't know where or how or when it happened, but there was a point in time when I was just like so down on myself and always beating myself up, and like just not having the confidence as a woman. Like, "Oh, am I a good mom? Oh, am I a good fiance? Oh, am I a good daughter? Am I just a good person?" And I feel like when you don't have confidence in yourself personally, it affects any kind of work that you're doing. And at the time, I was working in a doctor's office. So I was going to work so depressed. And I don't think it was because that's not something that I wanted to do, but I just wasn't happy with my life and myself, because I felt like I was kind of doing things because I felt like I had to. But I do know that I've been in the beauty industry for so long, and when your clientele doesn't build up the way that you want it to, you do kind of lose confidence in yourself. And then it's like, well, let me go do this so that way I have some substantial money coming in to pay my bills, and that way I can work on building my clients. But I will say that in 2020, I had to realize, like, I need to get some help. I need some counseling, something, because people around you can compliment you and try to make you feel good, but it's an added bonus, but it doesn't help because it's something that you yourself have to fix.
Mm-hmm.
And so I ended up doing like a couple of months of therapy, and I realized, like, I just was not in the mental space for a while. For probably like 3 years, I just wasn't in the right mental space, and I didn't know that I was allowing depression to take over me, because I'm like a very happy person. I'm not the center of attention. People think I like to be the center of attention. I honestly don't. I hate being the center of attention. Don't look over here. Don't put the spotlight over here. But for the people that I care about and that I love, I want to be the center of their happiness. Being the center of attention and the center of their happiness are two different things.
Yeah.
So if I see somebody that I care about and they're sad or they're upset, I'm the person that makes everybody happy. And if I can't make you happy, I'm probably going to make you laugh. And that's really all that I care about. And that's rewarding to me. My friends always tell me I should be a comedian, but I ain't. But I love that I was able to get help for myself, because a lot of people feel like when you get therapy that you're weak. And no, getting therapy doesn't make you weak. It honestly makes you stronger. And if you feel like you don't have confidence in yourself, you can't expect for somebody else to bring that confidence within you, because confidence is like self-esteem. Like, it's self-building. You have to build yourself back up. And I will say my confidence was so trash. And even whenever I would like practice on my mannequin, I would get so frustrated in the middle. I'm like, God, I'm moving too slow. This isn't fast enough because I was timing myself. And I don't have like the mannequin with like the eyes that pop out. I have the one that you put the lash strips on, and we all know that's not realistic eyelashes. You can pop on lashes like in 2 hours on a mannequin if you're moving and you're focused the whole time. But I just was like, this is terrible. Nobody wants me to do this. Nobody wants me to do that. Like I was just like in the biggest rut that I've ever been in, and I hated it. But the therapy definitely brought me back into my confidence and it brought me back into myself. But I mean, I still got a little bit more work to do, but I feel like I'm more confident than I was before. And I'm glad that I did that for myself because now when I do lash extensions, I'm like, oh, this looks good. This is starting to look really good. And even if it's a picture, because oh girl, my lash pictures suck. But they are terrible. I be telling my daughter, I'm like, lay down so I can practice. But once you get over that, you'll post any pictures. You just want to be able to have promotion and marketing out there, regardless of how the picture looks. Because when you think about it, your first couple of pictures of your lash extensions might suck, but like at least you get to see your growth and people get to see your growth with you. And if they come to you after seeing your growth, that just lets you know that they respect your growth and they want to help you grow. So I definitely would say confidence was, and now it's like,
That's like the most important thing, like with anything you do, and it's crazy because I do have a video all about having confidence, like not just to become a better lash artist, but with anything you do in life, you do need to have that sort of confidence or good self-esteem, because if you're literally talking yourself bad every single day, and like you said, you were telling yourself that this is bad, you're never going to get good, like that only
mhm,
puts you like in a bigger depression, that only makes it worse. And just by you changing your thinking and going to therapy and seeing like what you can do better, that like that completely has changed everything for you. And I'm so
it
proud of
has.
you. Oh my god.
Oh,
You
thank
like were
you.
breaking my heart. I'm like, oh my god.
No, stop. It's important. Like I
Yeah.
feel like I will say this, and I hate to say it, but it's the God honest truth. Social media will F up your confidence real bad because you're watching everybody else making moves. But you got to remember, mentally, that's just a mind game because it's just mental of what you're seeing. You don't know what that person did to get to where they're at. You don't know what kind of detriment that person went through to get where they're at, what sacrifices they made, because we don't see all of that. We just see the good stuff.
Mhm.
And I feel like people, and this is why my page is the way that it is. I took a break from there because in order to really get myself back up, I had to stop looking at what everybody else was doing. And honestly, it I still kind of have a battle with it.
Yeah.
There's weeks when I'm like, I don't even want to deal with it this week, but I know that that's just a part of my development back into being the person that I was meant to be.
Hmm.
And the social media aspect of it does suck because social media, it's like people let social media tell them what they're supposed to be in life, what they're supposed to look like, body shaming people. Like, and people are probably gonna get at me for saying this, but it's mostly women that deal with it.
Yeah.
Men don't really go through the social media trials that women go through because nobody's like, ugh, he's fat. Nobody's saying that.
Yeah.
Nobody is saying anything about a man like that. They're doing that to women. Like, oh, you shouldn't be posting that because you don't look good, or, like certain things
You
that kind of
gain
mess with
weight.
your mental.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like, oh, you gained weight. Like, my
Mhm.
mom tells me all the time. I don't care about her telling me. She's like, you
That's
didn't
your
gain
mom.
some weight.
I know.
Right. I'm like, who didn't gain weight during quarantine? Shoot, I'm trying. You better leave me alone. Let me go get a salad today. I was gonna get a patty meal from Whataburger, but since you brought it up, let me get a salad. But I feel like a lot of people let that kind of change who they are on the inside because they have this persona of what they're supposed to be on social media. And it's like, if you can't be yourself on social media, you probably don't need it.
Yeah. It's like if all you're doing is to be on there to compare yourself, like why are you even on there? And I feel like that's one reason why I don't go, like, and I feel like too because I get so stressed out. Like when I go on social media, I get stressed out because of all the constant messages that I get. And it's like
Hmm.
I tell myself, okay, I'm gonna reply back to everybody, but the more that I try, the more that come in, and I'm just like, I can't be doing this to myself. Like it got to the point where I wasn't sleeping at night because I was so busy replying back to everybody, and I was like, I can't
Hmm.
be doing this, like, because it made me feel very discouraged, like trying,
It does.
like I get it, like I try to be there for everybody, and it got to the point where it was too much for me that I hated going on social media, because I'm like, if I go on there, people are going to see that I'm on there, but I'm not replying to anybody, and it's like, it kind of like made me feel bad, so I had to take some time, like I needed to take some time off, because it it wasn't good for me. It wasn't good
Yeah,
for me. And I'm the kind of person that if I see a message, I need to reply back right away.
me too.
And it's like
Me too.
I'm also the kind of person that doesn't like letting people down. And to me, like I felt
Me
like I
too,
was
girl.
letting a lot of people down. So you do need to take time to reflect on
For
yourself, and
yourself.
for your mental health, because it's if all you're if you're too busy trying to just make yourself look good on Instagram, and try to be there all the time, it's like, what are you really doing? Like, you're wasting hours and hours and hours on social media, just watching other girls live their life, or watching them have cute little bodies, or like get their hair
Hmm.
done. Like, you're watching all this stuff that you want to do but you can't at the moment. Like, you're putting yourself in this mental negative bubble, and that's why girls
Yes.
are the way they are today. Yeah.
Like it's pretty bad. But you should never. I will say this for you because you're popping, girl. You so people should not get offended, or, people should never make you feel like you're not able to get back to them on time, because at the end of the day, you're already giving a lot of yourself to people just by doing your videos and just by having a lot of informative videos about lashing. Girl, when I say I stayed up one night and watched all of your videos from start to finish, I was like, my man came in the room. I was like, get out. I'm having a conversation. Like, go, get out. I'm trying to learn something. And I literally was telling him today, I was like, this is the only person's videos. Well, when it comes to lashing, most people I kind of like fast forward through. I will watch your videos from start to finish. And like, even with the video that you were speaking of, was like the confidence. And when you were saying, like, yeah, you start lashing, you think, like, hey, I got sisters, I got friends, I'm about to be popping. And it isn't like that. It's not like that at all. When you said that, I was like, this girl knows my life. Where is she? How do I find her? We need to be friends, because like that is the truth. People think that, oh, because I got this amount of people that I know that I can go to, that they're gonna want to. No. You're like, hey, you want to come get your lashes done? I charge $30. I'm like, oh no, I really don't want to. I do them for free. Oh, what when can you do it? Like,
Mhm.
people feel like since they know you that you're supposed to do something for them.
Yeah.
No, that's not what this is about. Because if I was doing something for people all the time, I'd be homeless on the street.
Yeah. At
Like,
the end of
people
the
have to
day,
respect it.
yeah, at the end of the day, this is your business. It doesn't matter if you're family or friends. Like, they should be supporting you 100%. And if that means having to pay full price, then that's a real friend. That's a real family member right there. Because if all they want to do is just get discounts or everything for free, it's like, what are they really doing for you? What do I get out of that?
What am I getting out of that?
Yeah.
Exactly. If I ask you, like, hey, let me do something for free, then you can come to me, but don't ask me for something for free.
Do you happen to be an empath? Are you an empath?
I'm such an empath. Oh my God. I am an empath to the T. I've always been like this since
Mm,
I was a kid. And when I realized I was an empath, once I realized like what it meant, I
yeah.
realized to myself, like, dang, that's why I was always kind of sad sometimes as a kid, because I take on everybody's energy. And
Yes.
I told one of my good friends, I was like, girl, sometimes you just pile it on, and I can't breathe. And I'm like, ooh, I need a break from her. But it's not
Yeah.
that I don't love you and that I don't support you. It's just that for me, mentally, for me to be able to be there for you the way that you need me to, I got to take a break from you sometimes
Yeah.
and just kind of like breathe. Because I am a mom. I am, I mean, she is too, but I'm a mom. I'm a fiance. I'm a businesswoman. Like, I got a lot of stuff that I'm doing for myself, outside of myself, but also I got to do the work on the inside. And I'm such an empath. Like, I can tell you, when someone comes around me, if their energy is off, I can't do it. I can't do it. I'd be like, oh
I watch
yeah,
it
this is,
so weird. I'm like, I am not dealing with you right now. I need to go over there and just
like,
get.
I got to go over there. This is too much. Like, who sent you here? Cause I don't got time for your negative energy. I'm like such a positive energy person that when somebody comes around me being negative, I can't do it. Like I
Yeah.
work from home, and with me working from home, it's like the best damn thing I could ever do for myself. But in all honesty, I realize like working from home is the shit because I don't have to worry about walking into a job and being like, "Ooh, this is gonna be a good day." And here comes Funky Sally with her stank ass attitude, and she's like, I had a bad day last night. And then you're like, oh, okay, thanks. Thanks for throwing it all on me. Cause it is true. If one person in a room full of 10 people is feeling funky, all 10 of the people are gonna be affected. And then everybody's gonna be feeling some type of way. Now nobody's having a good time. Like
Everybody
I
sees each
I
other. Yeah.
Yes, I sometimes I'm like, damn, who told me to be an empath? Why did I start? How do you close up the energy door so that way can't nobody's negative energy enter into my soul? Because I swear, if my household is like negative, I'm like, oh fuck, I gotta be up in here with these negative people today. I just don't got time. Let me clean something. Where's my mannequin at?
And it's funny because growing up, I never understood myself, and I was like why is it so difficult for me to be around other people, like I preferred
Hmm.
not to talk to anybody and just be in my own little shell because I couldn't stand being around other people because of their energy. Like I sucked it all.
Right.
And now that I'm a lot older and I understand like who I am, it's kind
Hmm.
of funny because I'm just like somebody walks into my house and I'm just like,
You're like, oh, what is that feeling that I just felt?
yes, and it's crazy because I always knew this about myself that I could easily read people. Like you start talking to me, I know exactly what kind of person you are and your
Hmm.
intentions without you having to tell me anything. I could look at you and read you like a book. And it's
Right.
crazy because when I try to explain that to people, they look at me like I'm fucking
Like
crazy.
you're
Like
crazy.
if I'm
Hmm.
judgmental, and I'm like, I'm not judgmental. Like it's just something that it's just me.
You're
And
just in tune to your spiritual side. And a lot of people don't understand that when you're in tune spiritually, a lot of things start to open up and it starts to make sense. Like, wow, you just never know what kind of journey you've been on until you get older and you're kind of like in tune with yourself and start to understand a lot of things that go on around you.
I love talking to you about this topic.
I know, right?
I feel like we went totally off direction. Well, it's good knowing that there are other empaths out there that can relate to this. But back to lashes.
Yes, back to the lashes.
Yes. I wanted to ask you, like, where do you see yourself in the next 1, 5, 10 years? Like, where do you see yourself going with this?
So, kind of got this mapped out a little bit. In the next 2 years, I feel like I still want to be able to be home based and building my clientele. And then in that 2 year mark, if my clientele gets to the point to where I don't want to do it at home anymore, that I can go and I know most people say get their own salon, but I would love to go work in the salon with somebody else and just partner with them and do, the whole sister women empowerment thing. And then in the next 5 years, or even before then, I would love to have my own location to where I can bring people in that do lash extensions and actually educate them and teach them certain things and be an educator. But also I want to work with other artists. Like I want to have like a spa like type of business to where I have like massage therapists in there and hairstylists and nail techs. Like me and my nail tech talk all the time about how when we get to a point that we're ready to get to a building and we're going to do it together, she's like, I'm not doing it without you, Jasmine. I'm like, girl, trust me, I'll be right there with you. We'll be unlocking the door and cutting the ribbon together. But I want to do something to where like women can have somewhere to start off at without having to worry about paying like $150 a week for booth rent and they only got two clients. Like I want something to where women can come together and we can make people feel good and just kind of like take over the industry and do something different. Kind of like when I explain this, I have to explain this like kind of like how when Rihanna came out with Fenty and she came out with 50 different shades of foundation and it made everybody else get up on it. Like, because a lot of other brands didn't have a lot of good foundation shades for people, and especially people of color. And when Rihanna did that, she changed the whole beauty industry. I want to do something like that. I
Mhm.
want to bring something to the industry that's not there, to where it makes everything change and it evolves, and that way everybody can be up on the same type of thing
Yeah.
together. Like I want unity within the beauty industry. It's so much competition within the beauty industry. It's sickening. It's disgusting. I hate it. And like, there's been times when I've heard somebody say to their friend, like, girl, you trying to sell hair? Well, I sell hair too. That's gonna make it look like we're competing against each other. Why does it have to look like competition?
Yeah.
It doesn't have anything to do with competition. So I want to do something within the next 5 years to be something that's like a breakout in the industry, that evolves the industry and makes it more united instead of making it so catty. I hate cattiness in the beauty industry, but it's kind of like one of those, it's like a I look better than you competition, and it shouldn't even be anything like that. It should be, girl, I love what you're doing, I respect what you're doing, let's try to link up and do a collaboration or something like that. It should be
Mhm.
like that. It shouldn't be anything other than that.
Yeah.
So I want to be able to do something to where I can make a mark in the industry, whether it be local or whether it be small or whether it be humongous. Like, I just want to be able to feel like I made a change into something, so that way women can actually come together and do things together.
I love that. And that's so crazy because that's something that me and Jenna from Soko Lashes have been talking for a while. And we have something coming up this year.
Oh,
I
girl,
don't
I
know.
already know. You don't have to tell me anything, because I know you got something up your sleeve, and I'm just ready to see what it is. Because when I say I am so for whatever you got going on, and so for everything that you have and the things that you've taught and put out there for girls like me to be able to see, I'm so for it. I swear, I cannot wait. Every time you upload a video, I'm like, oh, everybody get out. I need privacy. Like, I gotta watch this video. Y'all get out. It's like it's a job. I'm clocking into it or something. But it's exciting because I learned so much from your channel, and I know everybody tells you that, but you definitely deserve your roses while you're here. I learned so much from your channel, and I don't think I would even be at the point to where I'm at with like trying to get my lash stuff back going, or I don't even feel like I would be as confident. Because remember before we even had this conversation going, I was like, no, girl, I don't want to do it yet because I ain't got no pictures on my page. I ain't got this and I ain't got that. And you're like, girl, just do it.
What is it
You're
like?
like, don't worry about it. That stuff comes later on in life. Don't let that be something that stops you from doing what it is that you want to do. And I so much appreciate you for that. You don't even understand.
Oh, you're so sweet.
I tried to be. I'm sweet on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays.
On Mondays.
A little bit on Monday. I might be a Sour Patch Kid.
Oh my God, I freaking love you, dude.
I know, right? I'm like, okay, so when can I make a trip out to Vegas?
I'll be here.
Right?
Okay, so we are going a little overtime. So I wanted to ask you, do you happen to have any questions for me before we finish off today?
I do. I always think this to myself when I watch your videos. How do you balance everything?
I don't know. I asked myself the same question and I don't know.
Like you, I know that your Instagram be blowing up. You have like over 20,000 followers or subscribers on YouTube, and I know that your comment section be blowing up. I'm just like thinking to myself, like, how does she handle all of this and still make time to interview girls like myself and still have time to do your lash appointments? Like, how do you balance all of that? I feel like I go crazy just trying to do the little bit of stuff I do around the house.
I feel like a lot of things get pushed to the side, but I feel like the one thing that has really been helping me is a planner. I talk about this
Mm,
planner all the time, and it pretty much like helps with everything. So I like to plan, like go to the gym in the morning before my clients, and then come home, get ready, and then lash up until like 6, 8 o'clock at night. And then from there I take the time to like cook or clean or spend time with my husband, do stuff with him. And then at nighttime, that's when I like edit my videos. So sometimes I'll be up to like 3, 4 in the morning editing videos. and then I do it up next day again.
Well, at least you know that you're making progress with yourself and you're doing a lot of things that a lot of girls wish that they could do, but you're like the poster child for being able to do everything because when I say your channel is blowing up, your channel is blowing up. And I get so excited every time I click on your page. I'm like, oh, she got more followers. I'm a dork like that. That's just who I am. I
Oh,
get so
I'm
excited
like
for
that
other
too. I get
people.
excited for other people too.
I'm like, oh my God, she is killing it. Go ahead. And then another thing I wanted to ask you was when it comes to products, when you're purchasing products, what do you mostly look for with your adhesive and also with your lash tray?
um, Lash trays. Well, now I buy singles because I know which lengths I use the most. Um,
Hmm.
so I tend to buy everything like at the beginning of the month or at the end of the month, depending on how much product I need. So normally I buy one glue for the month. And when it comes to glues, I like 1 second glues because it helps me work faster. And on top
Hmm.
of it too, like no, they're just for me. 1 second glues have better retention. Like from everything that I've tried, I feel like 1 second glues for some reason just have better retention. Anything that is slower than that usually does not give me the best retention. But since a lot of girls are new, they do need to work with slower glues. So you will have to work hard to come up to be able to use better glues. um but when it comes to um inventory and like buying products for the month, it just depends on what you need for the month. Normally, like I said, I buy for that month, and sometimes like I'll even stock up if I want to invest a little bit more, but I feel like there's no point. Sometimes when you buy a little more product than you should, it just sits there. So I
Hmm.
only like to buy for that month. And if I feel like I'm running out faster than normal, then I'll go ahead and make another purchase. But I think that just it takes time, to get to that point. In the beginning, you should only be buying what is necessary. Because sometimes I
Hmm.
feel like when you invest too much in product at the beginning, you don't know if it's going to work for you or not. And if you buy too much product, then you probably won't even are going to like it, and it just sits there, like I
Right.
spent all this money for no reason. So definitely buy little by little. If you already know the links that you use, then stick with those. And I feel like everything else is a plus. Like C and D curl is a must. So buy a couple trays of those. But if you already use single numbers, then buy single numbers. Get like one glue a month. Everything else is like extra. Um, was that the question that you asked, or was it?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that was pretty much everything. Cause I know I have like a lot of C and D curls. I'm so used to C curls because when I first started out, that's really all that there was at the time.
Yeah.
And volume lashes were like pre-made fans, and nobody knew that there was another name for it until like 2 years ago. But I wanted to try like CC curls. I don't know about DD curls because I feel like D curls are already pretty tight. But I wanted to try CC curl because I think that they look really good, especially with the wispy
Mhm.
sets. How, girl, I will ask you this until the day I die. I could watch like 30 wispy set videos of you and I still ask, how in the world do you make your wispy sets look so good? I feel like I get confused with like when I'm doing my lash mapping, trying to get the spikes. I think the spikes is what's killing me.
Um, how long do you do them though? Because I normally do them 3 to 4 millimeters longer than like the shorter, the inner, the filler, the fans, I guess you could say. Um,
I do it that I do the same length. Girl, I wrote a whole bunch of stuff down. You got a notebook full of education from me. But I feel like whenever I'm doing my spikes, like even whenever I'm trying to isolate just to do the top layer, I feel like it I feel like it always ends up blending in, and I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I don't. Who knows what I'm doing wrong? This might be a one-on-one session we have to have.
yeah, for sure. Definitely, if you feel like they're blending in, what you can do is do like decurl for the spikes and do like 4 millimeters longer, and then do like a
Hmm.
CC or a C curl for the actual like the bond, the shorter lengths. Normally I like to do them 3 millimeters longer, but I feel like for megas or even volume, they do tend to like blend in and it doesn't look as textured. So
Mm-hmm.
if you want them like super like spiky and profound, do them 4 millimeters longer because it'll show. And then it also depends on how big you make your spikes. Sometimes if you're only pulling a little bit of lashes off the strip and then using that as a spike, if it's too little hairs, like not that much hairs, it doesn't even look like it's there. So if you want them like really profound, you will need to do your spikes like a lot of lashes, like a 7D, probably even a 10D. I do have a video that I've been working on for like a month already and I still haven't done it. All about spikes. So I'm gonna be doing a video on that. So definitely be on the lookout for that. But I think it depends on what type of texture you're trying to get. If you want it more textured, you add more spikes. If you want more of like a perfect style, like more of a strip lash look with hardly any spikes, but that are like really noticeable, then you definitely
Mm-hmm.
want to do them longer and thicker spikes. I guess there's just like so many ways to do it, but I don't know.
Do you use like a different diameter when you do your spikes compared to your volume fans or your mega volumes?
No, no, not really. I mean, the lashes that I normally use are the point zero 0.04 from Soko Lashes,
Mm-hmm.
and I use the same. Like for my sets, I use the same. But I guess if you are trying to like have them be more noticeable, then yeah, use different, like say a point 0.5 or even a point 0.7 or point 0.6. If you do want them more noticeable. But the reason why I like to do the point zero 0.04 is because I'm able to grab more hairs to make that spike a little thicker.
Okay, that
Mm.
makes sense. That way the base isn't so wide and
Yes.
wonky.
Hmm. Okay.
I won't ask no more questions. I'll just wait for because I know we definitely went over time.
Yes. All right then. So it was really, really nice talking to you. I enjoyed our conversation so much.
Same.
I
Me
appreciate it.
too.
Thank you for reaching out to me that one time because I feel like that conversation that we had when we first met was like what I really needed at that time, you know? So thank you for
Yeah.
reaching out to me. I really enjoyed our conversation.
Yes, I just felt like we needed to. I feel like there's certain things that people need to get off their chest, but you can only get those certain things off to a certain person.
Yeah.
And I was, when you responded, I was like, "Ooh, she wrote a paragraph. We friends now." I was like so excited because I like it really is stuff that you have to get off your chest because there are people that don't support you, but they want you to do something for them for free. And sometimes you can't even tell that person that because they'll get offended. And you're like me, we're both empaths and we both don't want to hurt anyone's feelings because we still want to be able to have those friends, but we have to come to realization we're getting older. We don't need people like that around.
Yeah.
We need people that are doing same like-minded things, people that we can look at that we inspire, but at the same time they can look at us and be inspired. We need people like that around us to keep going because like you said, we're empaths. And if we don't have like-minded people around us, we will always be down and out and just
Right.
distressed and
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So I'm glad that we did have that conversation because I needed to get that off my chest too. I was like, oh, she understands me.
We were meant to find each other. That's so cute.
I was meant to find you. I don't even know how I found you on YouTube. I was just like, oh, let me look at some lash videos. And then I see that and I was like, oh my God, she is my mentor.
You're
I was
so
like, I have found her. She is there. You are her. I was so excited.
you're so sweet. Okay, well, let's keep talking after this because we obviously have so much to talk about.
Yes, we do.
All right, then. Well, thank
We
you for taking
definitely.
the time to sit down with me. I really enjoyed our chat, and I hope to talk to you soon. Okay.
Yes, me too. You have a wonderful day. Keep doing what you're doing. Don't ever get overwhelmed with anything that you got going on because like I told you before, this is your calling. God called you to do what you're doing. So you're doing a really good job.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yes, you're welcome.
Okay, I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, see you later.
Bye bye. So what did you guys think of Jazmin from Jazzy B Lashing? Isn't she the sweetest? Oh my goodness. We talked about some pretty serious stuff, and I am so glad that she opened up to us about her lash journey. And like I said, everybody's lash journey is different, and this is why I do this series, is because I want you guys to know that you guys are not in it alone. So if you guys did like this video, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. If you are new here, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification button so you guys don't miss out on future lash content. Also, make sure to go follow Jazzy and myself on Instagram. I'll have the links down below. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.
Knock you down like